Hello fellow Katara mains. So chances are if you play this character, you've been in this situation a lot. You're playing neutral against a good opponent, you're flowing, you're moving when you need to, maybe you use a flow escape or a flow reversal, you scored a hit and now you need to convert. The issue is, if she wants to get meaningful damage, she needs to spend a lot of resources. She's super expensive. I guess a lot of people are playing Kana. I don't personally play Kana, but I know this is a very high damaging variant of the character, but it's very expensive. And that's kind of the setback of her archetype. She's always scraping for damage and it eats her flow gauge a lot, right? Well, what if I told you that in any variation, you can get all that damage and more with only 1 point of chakra and 0 flow? Let me show you what I mean. It all starts with this. EX Rekka, right? 236 EX. And you might be thinking, well, the only way to combo off of this organically is with Paku, right? Because you can flow dash and you can do, stuff like this and get a combo like that, right? That's not what I mean. I said without any flow consumption and in any variant, right? So this is what I mean. If you do this in the corner, say for example, get a confirm into ABC, maybe like off of a low, maybe a jump in like this, any confirm, all you need to do is go into this attack. But if you Tiger Knee a light whip in the corner, it picks them up and you can do the entire thing again. I'm not spending any flow here, this is just 1 point of chakra. And I really believe this is the secret to her high damage in any route. So here's like a conceptual bread and butter with Hakoda, just to show that in any variation you can get a crazy amount of damage for minimal resources. As you can see, although you can loop it, I think you get the most bang for your buck at around 2 reps. And of course, when you throw super in the mix, yeah. Again, I'll let the lab monsters figure out the rest. I'm sure with Kana you can get a ton of damage off of that. But my friends, we are not done. Not even close. Did you know that you can do this kind of Kara buffer exploit with her specials? Watch this with Kana. So usually when you whip, you can just cancel into another whip. That's the main thing of this variant. But I can actually Kara the transition into stance with another special move, so I can do something like this. And you can see where this goes. So instead of doing, stuff like this, super expensive, 2 chakra points, 1.5 bars of flow, take a look at my flow when I perform a whip cancel. When I go back into stance, it takes a bar of flow. However, if you Kara cancel the starting animation, look at this. Yeah, it's completely free. Strangely enough, it doesn't really work if they're in the air. I think it just changes their trajectory, so you can't really get the instant Tiger Knee whip like that. Again, I'll leave it up to the lab monsters with that one. I really do think this is the way forward for optimizing this character. And I really hope they don't nerf it. I really hope they don't take it away, because it does take a lot of skill. I can see them nerfing it by making this 2 chakra points instead of 1. I hope not. I'm not speaking it out into the ether too much. By the way, using this kind of buffering exploit, you can cancel her Rekka into EX Whip, so you can do stuff like this. And then go for your bread and butter right there. If you don't have Kana, usually you can't combo off of overhead here without spending a massive amount of resources. But with this exploit, you can do this. So yeah, there you go. At least that's how I think it works. I think it's a Kara thing going on. It's really strange because you can't do it after a second rep, so I can't do 1, 2 into EX. It just doesn't work, but I can always do it from a single rep. And then using this buffer trick, you can go for a mid-screen overhead into a launch like this. Now you can be all the way over here and hit a confirm from max distance. So yeah, this is top secret level tech. Don't tell anyone. Peace out.